Daniel, I've reviewed the copy of your draft. Some sections are inconsistent, figures don't add up, and the proposal seems incomplete. This doesn't look like your work.
Incompetent. But I triple-checked every detail before leaving last night. I know what I wrote, Mr. Lawson. Something isn't right.
Then check again. If this is sabotage, you must find proof. Otherwise, the board will assume negligence, and you'll lose this opportunity.
Then I'll check every line. If someone tampered with my work, I'll uncover it. I refuse to let lies bury my truth. Good morning, esteemed board members. This proposal outlined not only figures but also a vision where our company becomes a pioneer in social impact while driving profit.
Daniel, these figures don't align with our projections. And here, entire sections are missing. How do you expect us to trust your competence when your presentation looks half-baked?
Sir, I assure you, this isn't the work I submitted. Something has been altered. I worked tirelessly on this draft and I know the accuracy of my data. Please, give me time to prove it.
Business doesn't run on excuses, Mr. Daniel. It runs on results. And today, you failed. Daniel, I saw their faces. They didn't even give you a fair chance. How could they dismiss you so easily after seeing all your potential?
Kemi, maybe Richard was right all along. Maybe people like me don't belong in places like this. No matter how hard I fight, it feels like the game was rigged before I ever stepped onto the field.
Don't you dare say that, Daniel. If you quit now, you're not proving Richard right, you are proving yourself wrong. The Daniel I know doesn't break because of obstacles, he bends them until they fit his purpose.
I want to believe that, Kemi. I really do. But right now, it feels like I'm drowning, and every hand I reach for pushes me deeper.
My son, I heard what happened. You look at me now and see shame in your eyes, but let me tell you something, failure is not shameful. What is shameful is giving up before destiny finishes its work.
Mother, I tried. I really did. And for a moment, I thought could actually rise. But now, I feel like a fool chasing shadows. Maybe Richard was right, beginning to define destinies.
No, Daniel, listen to me carefully. You are not a fool. You are proof that hope exists. I did not raise you to accept defeat as truth. If doors close, knock again. If they lock them, build your own. Never forget, tables turn, even for kings who mock peasants. Life has a way of humbling the proud and lifting the humble. Believe me, your time will come.
What have I done? Daniel didn't deserve this. He worked honestly, and I stood by while Richard destroyed him. If I keep silent, I'm no different than Richard. But if I speak, I'll lose everything too. Still, can I live with the guilt of watching an innocent man fall?
Marcus, you've been pacing for hours. What's eating you up inside? I can see it in your eyes. Guilt is a fire that never stops burning.
Anita, I stood by and watched as an innocent man was destroyed. Richard sabotaged Daniel's proposal, I helped. I didn't stop him. I was afraid of losing my place, afraid of crossing Richard, but now I feel like I've betrayed myself more than anyone else.
Marcus, silence makes you just as guilty as the one who committed to this crime. If you know the truth, you carry the power to help or harm. The question is, which choice will let you sleep at night?
If I speak, I lose everything. But if I stay quiet, maybe I've already lost what matters most, my soul. Daniel, can we talk? There's something you need to know. Something that could change everything.
Marcus, if this is another attempt to mock me, save your words. I've had enough humiliation for a lifetime.
No, Daniel, this isn't mockery, it's a confession. Richard tampered with your proposal. He planted the errors, made it look like negligence, and I stood by and let it happen. I was a coward.
You knew. You let me walk into the boardroom with my reputation hanging by a lie. Marcus, why would you do that?
Because I was weak, but seeing you fall broke something inside me. You didn't deserve it, Daniel. And I can't keep living with this weight. You need to fight back. And this time, I'll help you.
Mother, Marcus confessed. Richard sabotaged me, and he's been laughing at my pain. I want to fight, but part of me wonders, what if it's too late? What if the board already closed their minds against me?
My son, the truth is never too late. Lies run fast, but truth walks steadily and never tires. The board may doubt now, but once light shines, darkness cannot argue. You are not defeated, Daniel, you are being sharpened for something greater. Rise, and let your enemies choke on the truth they tried to bury.
Kemi, I'm done being silent. Marcus gave me the evidence I need to prove Richard's sabotage. I will go back to that boardroom, not as a victim, but as a man demanding justice.
That's the Daniel I know. Don't just fight for the job, fight for every voice that was ever silenced by arrogance, every dream that was mocked before it could breathe. Your victory won't just be yours, Daniel, it will be for everyone who started with nothing and dared to believe they could rise.
Then let's make sure this story ends with truth, not lies.
Richard, the board is whispering about irregularities in Daniel's case. Some are beginning to suspect foul play. Do you know anything about this?
Father, why would I stoop so low? Daniel failed because he's incompetent, not because of me. People are just looking for excuses to cover up his weakness.
Richard, don't lie to me. I've watched you grow into a man who thinks entitlement is a crown. But entitlement rots the head it sits on. If I discover you had a hand in this mess, not even my name will save you from the disgrace that will follow.
You betrayed me, didn't you? You told Daniel the truth. After everything I trusted you with, you choose him over me.
I didn't betray you, Richard. I betrayed my conscience when I stayed silent. Daniel deserved fairness, and you stole it from him. I won't be your accomplice any longer.
Then you've chosen your side, Marcus. And mark my words, if Daniel thinks he's won just because of your little confession, he's in for the fight of his life. I'll bury him deeper than before, and this time, no one will pull him out.
Marcus, standing here brings back memories of the day my dreams were crushed in that very room. The humiliation, the whispers, the weight of being branded a failure. But this time, I won't walk in with my head down. I will walk in as a man carrying the truth, and if they refuse to hear it, then at least I will leave knowing I fought for my dignity.
Daniel, I should have stopped Richard before it come to this. I let fear control me, and in doing so, I let you fall, but today, let me stand beside you. Let me correct my mistake, not with words of regret but with actions that show I am no longer chained by his shadow.
You've done enough by speaking up. Fear is a prison, Marcus, and the fact that you broke free means you've already won half the battle. Let's walk in there not as victim and accomplice, but as men who believe.
Daniel, we dismissed you once before. What makes you think the board will entertain you again? This company doesn't operate on sympathy.
I don't stand here asking for sympathy, sir. I stand here demanding fairness. The errors in my proposal were not mine, they were planted. Richard manipulated the document to sabotage my work, and I have evidence to prove it. I will not let my name be buried under lies while the truth is locked away in silence.
Those are heavy accusations, Daniel. Do you understand what you are claiming?
I understand perfectly, but I also understand that staying silent makes me complicit in my own downfall. I would rather be rejected with the truth in my hands than be accepted under a lie. Here are the records, the files Marcus retrieved, and his sworn statement confirming Richard's role.
Daniel just left this office, so Richard, explain this. These files show tampering. Daniel's figures were correct until someone altered them from your account access. With due respect, gentlemen of the board, do you really believe the world of a disgraced junior and a weakling like Marcus over me? I am the man who has brought profit to this company. Daniel is a failure searching for excuses, and Marcus is a jealous subordinate desperate for attention. Ask yourselves, who benefits more from this circus of accusations? You may fool many with arrogance, Richard, but facts don't bend to ego. The timestamps don't lie. The system logs don't lie. This is not about profit and loss, this is about integrity, and you have none left. Daniel, I heard whispers in the hallway. Did they finally listen? Did they see the truth?
They saw enough to question Richard. For the first time, I saw doubt in their eyes when they looked at him. But it's not over yet, Kemi. Men like Richard don't crumble easily. They claw, they scratch, they burn everything in their path before they fall. I need to be ready for the storm he will unleash.
Then let the storm come. Because storms don't last forever, Daniel, but the seed of truth you planted will keep growing until no lie can choke it again. You think you've won, don't you? Running to Daniel with your little confession, waving your so-called evidence. You think the board will turn on me because of a coward like you? Marcus, you don't understand power. I am power, and if I go down, I'll make sure you and Daniel are buried with me.
No, Richard, you are not power. Power belongs to the truth, and right now, the truth is choking the lease you've lived by. You can threaten me, you can sneer, but what you fear most is already happening. People no longer believe you. They see the cracks in your mask, and soon, the whole world will see the man hiding underneath.
Enough, Richard. I warned you. I told you entitlement will destroy you, but you laugh at wisdom. Now the board doubt you, your allies abandon you, and you drag my name into the mud with your arrogance. Tell me the truth now, before I decide whether you are my son or just a stranger I regret raising.
Father, yes, I did it. I sabotaged Daniel. I couldn't stand seeing someone from nothing rise higher than me. I thought if I destroyed him, I would secure my place forever. But instead, you only proved how small I really am.
Small? No, Richard, you've proven you are empty. And emptiness cannot lead, cannot inspire, cannot last. If you don't take responsibility, the world will take it for you, piece by piece, until nothing remains.
Daniel, you need to be careful. Men like Richard don't just accept defeat quietly. He's wounded, and a wounded animal is more dangerous than one at full strength. I can't shake this feeling that he's plotting something even darker.
Kemi, I know he's dangerous, but fear is a prison I've lived in for too long. If I run now, then everything I've fought for means nothing. He wants me to tremble, to doubt, to retreat into silence again. But I refuse. If Richard comes with fire, then I'll him with truth, because truth doesn't burn, it refines.
Promise me one thing, Daniel. No matter what happens next, don't lose the part of you that makes you different from him, your heart. Because that's the real reason you'll win, not just because of evidence, but because you're a man people can believe in.
Richard, the board is learning against you. Daniel's evidence is solid, and your father's influence won't protect you much longer. If you want to survive this, you need to come clean before it's too late.
Come clean. Do you know who I am? I don't grovel, I dominate. Daniel thinks he's clever, showing up with Marcus and his files. But if he believes he can stand on my way, I'll show him that I don't just fight battles, I raise enemies. Watch me. Before the next meeting, Daniel won't just lose his case, he'll lose everything he thought he rebuilt. We are here to finalize our decision on the accusations presented. Daniel, you've spoken. Richard, you've denied. Today, we conclude this matter. Ladies and gentlemen, before you let the false crybaby of a bitter failure sway your judgment, I ask you, look at me, the man who has delivered consistent results, who has carried this company forward. And then look at Daniel, a man who stumbled once and now blame everyone but himself. Are you really prepared to tarnish the Benson legacy for the sake of a man who doesn't even belong in his room?
I don't belong here. Perhaps you're right, I wasn't born with wealth, connections are the Benson name. But belongings isn't about privilege, it's about integrity, about showing up with hard work and honesty. You sabotage me because my rise threatened the comfort of your entitlement. But today, I stand here not as a victim of your schemes, but as proof that lies can wound but never kill the truth.
I was part of Richard's lie, and he let fear silence me. But I won't be silent anymore. I watched Daniel's proposal, I saw the brilliance in his work, and I saw Richard corrupted. If you want to call anyone unworthy of this room, then look at the man who third compilation so much he had to cheat to win.
We've seen the evidence. We've heard the confessions. Richard, your deceit nearly cost us a valuable project and the reputation of this company. Do you have anything to say before we decide your fate? What do you want me to say? That I was afraid. That I couldn't stand the thought of Daniel outshining me. Fine. Yes, I did it. I rigged his work, I mocked him, I made sure he fell. But I only did it because I couldn't accept that someone with nothing could rise higher than me. I thought destroying him would prove my worth. Instead, it only showed how worthless I've become.
It's over. Richard admitted everything. For the first time, I feel like I can breathe. Daniel, I don't expect you to forgive me easily, but I want you to know this. Your courage saved me from being a man forever trapped in fear. You showed me that standing up, even late, is better than never standing at all.
Marcus, forgiveness isn't a gift for the guilty, it's freedom for the one who forgives. I won't carry anger against you anymore. We've both learned that silence can wound as deeply as betrayal, but courage, even when it comes late, can heal more than we imagine. Let's move forward, not as enemies, but as men who finally chose the truth.
My son, I told you truth walks slowly, but it never tires. Look at you now, standing taller, stronger, not because you won, but because you refused to bow to lies. I am proud, not of the victory, but of the man you've become through the fire.
Mother, for the first time, I understand. Success isn't about proving myself to the world or crushing others to rise. It's about holding onto integrity even when the world mocks you. I started with nothing, but now I see, nothing was the foundation I needed to build everything that truly matters.
Richard, I warned you that pride is a crown made of thorns. You didn't just fail yourself, you stained this family, this company, and every man who ever believed in you. Today, I watched as you stood in that boardroom, not as a leader, not as a Benson, but as a boy drowning in his own arrogance. I no longer see my son in you, only the shadow of what could have been.
Father, please, I did it because I wanted to be like you, to carry your name higher, to make sure no one ever looked down on me. But I failed. I thought tearing Daniel down would make me stand taller, but instead it revealed how small I really am. Please, give me another chance, I can fix this.
No, Richard, this was the chance, and you chose deceit. Fixing what you've broken will take more than empty promises. It will take humility. Something you've never learned. Until then, you are on your own.
I had it all, the money, the name, the power. And yet, I lost everything because I feared a man who had nothing. How ironic, I mocked Daniel for starting with nothing, and yet, it was his nothing that gave him strength, while my everything made me weak. Now I am alone, stripped of the mask, staring at the emptiness I call success. Perhaps this is my punishment, to see the truth only when it's too late to change it. Daniel, this board has reviewed everything, and we must admit, we wronged you. You carried brilliance in your work, but we allowed deceit to bury it. For that, we apologize. Today, we reinstate your project, not out of pity, but because you earned it with integrity. We hope you will continue with us, for this company needs men like you more than ever.
Chairman, members of the board, I accept, not because I crave the seat I lost, but because I believe in second chances, for myself, for Marcus, for anyone who chooses truth over fear. This isn't just about a project. It's about proving that integrity is not weakness, that character is not outdated, and that a man can start with nothing yet still build everything if he refuses to compromise his soul.
Daniel, I want you to know something. Watching you fight for truth has been like watching light break into a cave. You didn't just save yourself, you saved me too. I was drowning in fear, chained to Richard's shadow, but now I say there's a better way to live, with courage. Thank you for not giving up, even when it seemed hopeless.
Marcus, courage isn't the absence of fear, it's choosing to act even when fear screams the loudest. You made that choice too, and that's why we're standing here, free men. Let's carry this forward, not as enemies, not as rivals, but as brothers forged by truth.
My son, when you first walked into that company, you carried nothing but your dreams. You were mocked, rejected, and betrayed, yet here you are, standing tall. Not because the world gave you everything, but because you refused to surrender when it gave you nothing. You have proven that success is not about wealth or names, but about heart, integrity, and perseverance.
Mother, you were right all along. Nothing isn't a curse, it's a beginning. I thought I needed to prove myself to the world, but the truth is, I only needed to prove to myself that I could stand, fight, and endure. Richard mocked me for being poor, for being nobody, but today I see it clearly. It was my nothing that became my strength, because from nothing, I built character, and with character, I can build everything. I started with nothing. I was laughed at, underestimated, and broken. But every scar became a lesson, every setback a stepping stone. Richard thought wealth was strength, but I learned that true strength is integrity. He thought nothing was weakness, but I discovered nothing is the soil where greatness grows. To anyone listening, remember this. You may begin with empty hands, but if your heart is full of truth, perseverance, and courage, you will not just survive, you will rise. Start with nothing, end with everything.